Welcome back with a smiling face. Links to previous episodes are given in the video description, so don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. Hunted by the Past. Episode 9. Chapter 57. Damien suddenly grabs me by the waist, bringing me closer to him with a really worried expression I've never seen on him before. I'm almost straddling him now, but this situation isn't embarrassing at all. We are both much too agitated for any other thoughts right now. Don't leave me, Nora. I don't want to go through this ever again, he says, looking more serious than ever. I put my hands behind his head and look him straight into the eye. Then promise me. No more secrets, Damien. About me, about you, or the clan. Don't deliberately hide things from me again. What if you don't like it? I can handle it. I'm a big girl, Damien, not a defenseless pup. I see him hesitating, frowning. He is thinking so hard, it's like I can hear his inner turmoil from here. He closes his eyes and rests his head on my shoulder. I instinctively start caressing the base of his hairline, brushing his short hair with my fingertips. His arms slide around my waist, hugging me close. What if you don't love me because of what you are going to hear? Damien, I came back after hearing you were engaged to another woman. Unless you have a wife and kids somewhere, I should be able to handle it. He chuckles, and I slap his shoulder, annoyed. It's not funny. I'm still mad about this whole engagement thing. I feel him sigh against my neck. I'm a fighter, Nora. I've killed people before, and I will do it again if needed. Not only my own father, but I also have a lot of blood on my hands. You are so pure and innocent, sometimes I'm scared all this darkness in me will scare you away. I know that. I knew from the start that one doesn't take the power in a city of werewolves just by shaking hands and playing with money. We live in a tough world, filled with violence. The Black Brothers are not just the three nice young men I know. They hold the lives of hundreds of people in their hands, and many more depend on them. It's a scary world hiding in their shadows. Even if Liam is a kid, he is a fighter. Nathaniel is leading a whole clan by himself, just to support Damien. And Damien is the king of this city, the most powerful man and the most dangerous wolf. I never forget that. Even now, when he is in my arms. You won't, Damien. I promise. He raises his head and kisses me without warning. A loving, tender kiss. I respond to it, unable to resist. I've missed him so much for those 2 days. His strong arms holding me, the touch of his hands in my hair and on my waist. His body heat and smell melting with mine. After a few seconds of getting drunk on his lips, I gather whatever is left of my self-control to push him away. Stop kissing me, Damien. You didn't promise. Please. He sighs, playing with my curls between his fingers. When he speaks again, is looking at me in the eye, very seriously. No more secrets, Nora. I promise. I smile. Finally. Now that I have his word, and I hope he will keep it, I have to ask a question that has been on the back of my mind all weekend. Truth is, I'm a bit scared. I really hope he will give me the answer I need to hear. I take a deep breath and ask him very seriously. Damien, that woman. Did you sleep with her? I can't even describe how scared I am right now. It's like my stomach is filled with ice. For a second, Damien looks perplexed by my question, and after a while, he sighs and gives me a faint smile. No. I swear, Nora, I've never even kissed her. I don't love her, Nora, you're the only one for me. I'll tell you as many times as it takes for you to believe me. I want to believe him, I really do. I guess it will just take some time now, after everything that happened. I nod to his answer, feeling definitely better, and Damien smiles and gives me a quick kiss. He makes it look so simple. But just when I'm about to say something, he suddenly starts searching for something around us with his hand. I see him grab one of the wooden pieces left on the floor. It's small, but triangle-shaped, looking quite sharp. I want to ask what he is going to do with this, but before I can say a thing, he suddenly uses it to pierce his own hand. Damien! What the? I grab his wrist to look at his wound, panicked. Why did he just do this? It looks pretty deep, too. But Damien stays very calm, his eyes still on me. You said no more secrets. So now, I need you to kiss me. What? Are you mad? It's not the time for kisses, Damien, you're bleeding. The fresh cut really is bleeding in his palm. I want to do something, call Nate or someone, but Damien suddenly grabs me by the waist, forcing a kiss on me. I try to push him away. Who wants to kiss at a time like this? But of course, he is way too strong for me. He is so passionate, his forceful lips playing against mine. I'm still worried, but it's like a conditioned response for me to move my lips instinctively. For a few seconds, our breaths intertwine, while my mind is half enjoying it and half worried about his injury. I retreat after 1 or 2 seconds. Damien, stop. You need Nora, look. Cutting me off in the middle of my sentence, he shows me his hand. His perfectly fine hand. What just happened? There was a large and deep cut right in the middle of his palm just a few seconds ago. But now, it looks completely normal, except for a bit of dried blood around it. Even for a werewolf, healing this fast from a wound like this is insane. But, how? It's you, Nora. Me? I stare at Damien, confused. What does he mean by that? Does he mean this kiss was for? I take his hand in mine, checking it again, making sure I was not hallucinating or something. But a bit of fresh blood is still there, drying already, while the wound has completely disappeared. I don't get it, I don't really know how it works, either. But if I kiss you, all my wounds will heal much faster than usual just like this, he explains. How did you know? From our first meeting. You saved my life like this. I suddenly remember the story Liam told me last Saturday. How badly their father injured Damien 10 years ago. Liam did say he thought his brother might actually have died from it that time. Those were no light injuries. But when they even thought he might have died, Damien showed up very much alive and completely fine a few days later. I blink, stunned by what it all means. Damien Black, are you telling me you kissed a 7-year-old girl and magically healed from death-threatening injuries that way? He smiles, amused by my shocked reaction. I can't believe him. He knew for 10 years that I can do those weird magically healing kisses, and never said a thing. Don't laugh. You knew since the very beginning that I can do this and you never told me. I had my reasons. First, it's tiring for you, isn't it? Now that he says it, I do feel a bit more tired than 2 minutes ago. Like after a workout or something similar. Not to the point of exhaustion, but I still feel a little sleepy. The first time you did it, you collapsed, Nora. I didn't want to put you in danger this way. Thankfully, this sort of ability only seems to tire you out if I need healing. As you already know, if we kiss when I'm fine, nothing happens to you. I also think this ability is linked to you not being able to fast heal. Since you can heal me, it probably takes away a bit of your own ability, and I don't really like that. It kind of makes sense, in a way. Is it because I'm half a royal, then? Could it be some sort of secret ability? Healing others instead of myself? But, with a kiss? It's still a bit odd. Do you think it only works on you, because you are my fated mate? Or maybe, what if I used it on others? Well, it's not like I plan on going around kissing people to try, but still, I wonder if it's just between the two of us or if it could work on anyone. But Damien suddenly makes an angry face after hearing me. Oh! Don't even think about it, Nora, he growls. I forgot how possessive he can be, sometimes. Wait a second. Don't tell me that is the real reason why you never told me. I wait for an answer, but he actually stays silent, avoiding my eyes. What? I can't believe him. How can he be so selfish and jealous? Keeping this a secret the whole time was just because he was afraid I would go around kissing other people? Really? Damien Black. You before I can unleash my anger at him, he suddenly grabs me by the waist again and makes me shut up with a kiss. Gosh, this man. However, my anger subsides naturally after a few seconds. I'm comfortable in his arms, leaning on his chest to answer his kiss. I feel his hand, caressing my cheek, playing with my hair, holding me close. I don't want to part with him. This is where I belong. In this man's embrace, surrounded by his caresses. Moon Goddess, I feel so much better now, pressed against his chest. After a long while, our lips finally part, and we just face each other, his arms around me and mine on his neck. His silver eyes are glowing in the dark. I've missed you, he whispers. I missed you, too. I observe him. He looks older, with the lack of sleep, and the beard. It's my first time seeing his bare chest, too. I never realized how muscular he was, underneath all the clothes. I can't help myself, and slowly follow the lines of his muscles with my fingertips. He has perfectly shaped abs, like a Greek sculpture. I like it, a lot. He grabs my hand with his. My love, I'm happy that you enjoy the view, but if your fingers go any lower then you're going to make things difficult for me. I blush a little. Silly, Nora. I kind of forgot which position we are in. He chuckles at my embarrassment, and brings my fingers to his lips, kissing them one by one. You work out? I ask, trying to chase my uneasiness. Sometimes. When I have free time. It helps me to keep my wolf under control. The whole alpha thing. I guess it's like me when I can't control my anger properly, letting everyone around me feel it. Is that why he stayed here? I look around, my eyes falling on the remnants of furniture. Seems like this self-control thing isn't perfect yet. He sighs. Only when it comes to you. I'm the most irrational man there is. Neil and Nate lectured me lots already. I can't help but feel bad about all this, too. It seems like this weekend was a nightmare for him. He leans on my shoulder again, closing his eyes. Damien, you should get some sleep, you look exhausted, stay with me. I will, I answer without thinking. For a few seconds, he stays silent, and I wonder if he actually fell asleep. But to my surprise, he suddenly gets up, carrying me with him, and take us both to the bed. We land heavily on the dark sheets, Damien still holding me against him. We are so close, his lips are almost touching my forehead. I touch his spiky chin again with my fingertips. I like it. Your beard. I'll keep it that way then, he whispers. I hear his breath slow down until he actually falls asleep. I fall into slumber, too, a while later, soothed by Damien's embrace, the silence around us, and the darkness. Chapter 58. I feel safe. Something warm is surrounding me. Damien's familiar, reassuring smell. My wolf and his, sleeping soundly next to each other. Black and white, completing each other perfectly. This is where I belong. I breathe in deeply. Suddenly, a cold chill runs down my spine. I'm scared. I can't sense my wolf anymore. Where is Damien? I can't feel him anymore. And there is this dark, frightening shadow coming closer. It reeks of blood. Of sweat. A memory that scares me. I want to run away, but I can't move. I don't feel my legs, I don't feel my wolf. Nora, Nora! Wake up, Nora! I suddenly open my eyes. Damien is facing me, on the bed. He's holding my trembling hands, looking worried. What was I? A nightmare? I'm on his bed, in his room. The sun is rising outside. I catch my breath, coming back to my senses, slowly. Damien puts his hand on my cheek. Are you okay? He asks yet. Sorry, I think I just had a nightmare, what was it about? I'm forgetting already. I can vaguely remember a chill and something that made me panic. Gosh, this was so intense. I sigh. Damien leans to kiss my forehead, caressing my cheek. You're okay, Nora? Sorry, you were asleep so deeply, I went to take a shower before waking you up. Now that I notice it, his hair is dripping, and he is wearing a new pair of dark jeans. He is still with a bath towel around his shoulders, and I can see the black crescent moon tattoo on his neck in full. He smells like mint-scented shampoo. I smile. I like a clean boyfriend, I say while giving him a quick kiss. Noted, princess. Can I borrow your shower if you're done? Sure. I'll try to find you something clean to put on. I go to his bathroom, cleansing the remnants of my nightmare away. I can't remember what was scaring me so much in that dream. But maybe that's for the better. I realize I just spent the night sleeping with Damien, and blush at the idea. I felt so great into his arms, I could get used to it. If only I could overcome my fears. I'm alright as long as it's kissing and hugging, but whenever we go past that, I just can't do it, I'm frightened. Moon Goddess, I wish I could get rid of these feelings. Damien is already more than patient with me, and even my wolf is going crazy about it now. What is wrong with me? I finally get out of the shower, and I have no choice but to roll a large towel around me. When I go back to the bedroom, I find a plain grey t-shirt Damien left for me on the bed. Sorry, that's the best I could find. I can ask. Damien stops, staring at me in my bath towel, and my bare legs underneath. I didn't realize he would still be in the room. He averts his gaze immediately, and I get all red, grasping the situation. Moon Goddess, you really are not making it easy, Nora. Sorry. Can you give me a minute? I mumble, deeply embarrassed. He exits the room with a sigh, and I run to my clothes. How bold can I be? So stupid, Nora. You're the one making him wait, and now you walk around his bedroom. What kind of TE is this? Moon Goddess, I really need to be more self-conscious around Damien from now on. I quickly put on my underwear and denim skirt from yesterday, with the new t-shirt. It's obviously oversized, but I remember seeing how Elena wore stuff like this, tucking it in her skirt and all. Once I'm ready, it does look all right in the mirror. I dry my hair quickly, leaving my curls to take a natural shape, and find my earrings. When Damien comes back, I'm busy texting Bobo. He is now wearing his usual black shirt and a dark tie. Sorry about earlier, I mumble, still embarrassed. Well, I can't say I didn't like what I saw. He approaches me with a smile, putting his arms around my waist, and leans a quick kiss on my lips. Well, at least I know he likes my body. Let's go get breakfast, I still think I need to feed you a bit more. Do you have a kitchen here? I don't remember seeing one yesterday while I was exploring his place. He shakes his head, proving me right. No, we are going to the company cafeteria. It's probably not as good as Nate's restaurant, but it should be pretty decent. He takes my hand, and we exit his apartment. This time the windows are all open, and the whole place certainly looks better than yesterday, in the sunlight. To our surprise, Neil is waiting for us at the entrance of Damien's office. He greets us quickly. You look better, boss. Hello, Nora. Thanks, Neil. What are you doing here? Asks Damien. He sighs. I haven't seen Neil often. He is wearing a dark suit like Damien's today, and he looks so much like Bobo, except for his shaved head and beard, that this combination seems a bit odd to me. I notice he is wearing a wedding ring. So, the oldest Mura sibling is already married. I wonder if Bobo is an uncle? Your job. We cancelled yesterday's meetings, but seeing how your lady came yesterday night, I figured you would come back to work today. We have a lot to catch up on, and a board meeting in 2 hours. He hands a large and thick red folder to Damien, but my mate frowns. I just got up, and I intend to have breakfast with Nora. Can't it wait a bit longer? But seeing Neil's unhappy expression, it doesn't seem like those matters can wait. I sigh and decide to take the folder from his hand and give it to Damien. Both men look at me with confused expressions. You can review this over breakfast, okay? I already feel bad enough that you skipped work yesterday because of me, I explain. A large, satisfied smile appears on Neil's face, the first time I've seen one, actually. Now I know why my sister and brother love you so much, Nora. On behalf of the other employees and mine, thank you. He makes it sound like he didn't really like me before. But well, I guess he didn't have many occasions to form his own opinion. Now, at least, he seems really satisfied. Damien, however, is quite unhappy. He takes the folder but growls at Neil when we walk past him toward the elevator. I didn't think you would side with Neil on that one, he sighs as the elevator goes down. I had to. We probably made things difficult for him yesterday. And you are a CEO, Damien, even I can understand that you have big responsibilities. My girlfriend is my top responsibility for now. And Neil can do well by himself. I kiss him on the cheek to try making him drop that grouchy face. He may complain, but truth is, he has already opened the folder to check its contents. I take a look, too, but it's full of detailed reports, numbers, and graphics that I can't understand at all. How is your company doing? I ask casually. Not bad, despite the Sapphire Moon clan embargo, oh right. In this 21st century, werewolf clans fight with their fists but also with business deals. The Black Corporation is related mainly to the Blood Moon clan, thus, what happens to one always impacts the other. I keep thinking about it over breakfast. As Damien said, it's quite decent for a company cafeteria, but empty at this time of the day. Which is good, because my outfit is still a bit too casual here, especially when I'm eating facing Damien. My mate, imposing in his dark suit, frowning and focused on his files. I don't dare to speak, but his hand is on mine for the whole breakfast, and that's enough for me. Now I finally feel like we are a couple. Last night's discussion was really an eye-opener for me. I want to stand as an equal next to Damien, not just his scared and weak mate. The vision of Alexandra King is still engraved in my mind. She wasn't just introduced as his fiancée, she was radiating by herself, a strong presence anyone could feel. I want to be the same. Nora. I raise my head, realizing I got lost in my thoughts and he noticed it. Damien is done eating and looks at me with a worried expression. You were frowning. What's wrong? I shake my head and smile at him. Nothing, I'm good. Can we go? Bobo will be downstairs anytime, and I'm pretty sure Neil will have found a whole bunch of other folders to keep you busy with. He gets up and comes to hug me, kissing me passionately once again. Am I getting used to this? I don't feel as shy as before while moving my lips against his. I still get butterflies running wild through my whole body every time we do, though. When we part, he sighs. I don't want to go to work. I missed you so much this weekend. You have to, Damien, and me, too. I'll see you tonight, okay? You're more reasonable than me. Okay. Stay with Bobo. I roll my eyes. Did you forget the whole part about me being able to take care of myself? You may be able to fight, my love, but you still can't drive. So that gives me an excuse to keep your bodyguard close, he laughs. A few minutes later, I get in the car, still sulking. Bobo laughs when I tell him the reason. So, I got promoted from your bodyguard to the driver. It's not funny, Bobo. It's okay, Nora. Even the boss rarely walks alone, it's too dangerous. He's just looking out for you. And it gives me an excuse to stay with you, isn't it great? If you think about it that way, he could be right. I do like having Bobo close, so I can't really complain. He drives into the city, but I get lost in my thoughts once again while we are on the highway. Bobo, what were you doing before you were appointed as my bodyguard? Some errand boy for the Black Corp, mostly. Neil often made me deliver important papers from one place to another, even when I was in high school, confidential documents. They just gave me names and locations. I liked it, too. I only had to fight an ambush once in a while, and I got a good paycheck for really flexible hours. My brother was a bit bossy, though. You sound like you were some corporate spy. He laughs. Aren't I a bit too noticeable for that? More like a bodyguard for secret paperwork. I like being your bodyguard much better, he says with a wink. I smile, pleased by the little compliment. It's good to know my coming didn't change Bobo's life too much. I would have felt bad if they had me resign from some other job just to be my bodyguard. Now that I think about it, Bobo should still be quite aware of the Black Corporation's whereabouts. Bobo, that engagement with the Gold Moon Clan girl. It would be quite profitable for Damien's company, right? He gives me a surprised look and stops at a red light. I can tell he's looking for the right words to answer. After a while, the car starts moving again. The King family owns most of the gold financial establishments of Silver City, that's the reason their clan is doing so well. The only other clans in the same field are the Pearl Moon and the Sapphire Moon. The Black Corporation is mostly in techs and telecoms. The kind of field that requires lots of money and transactions, Bobo nods. So, of course being allied with the Gold Financial would be incredibly beneficial for them. I feel a bit depressed now. That Alexandra King really has everything that would make her the perfect wife. A strong clan backing her, the looks, the power. Bobo, could you give me a crash course about this kind of things? What the other clans specialize in, what are the big companies they are represented with, and such. Sure, but why? I just feel like it's high time I knew about these things. Even if Damien and I are together from now on, I can't keep walking around totally clueless about my surroundings. It's not all about fighting with my fists, I get that now. It may not be my primary field, but I still ought to know the basics. And maybe this way I will finally be able to find a solution on how to help the brothers from now on. Bobo parks in front of the restaurant, and hands me a bag. As you asked, I brought you some clothes. I took what I could find in your wardrobe, hope that will be okay. I check the content, but what Bobo choose seems perfect for work. Thank you, Bobo. I'll just use the restaurant's changing room. And you also have mail. Mail? But I've never received any mail before. I don't even know my own address. But as I check the envelope Bobo hands me, it's indeed my name on it. I don't recognize the handwriting either. For a second, I thought it might be Liam, but he would have texted me, and this handwriting is obviously a female's. It doesn't seem to be Elena's. I open it. Chapter 59. Dear Nora, we have not had the pleasure of meeting yet, so I decided to reach you this way. We have many things in common, but first of all, I believe we both want to preserve the peace in Silver City. I know many people are acting in the shadows to disturb that peace, and I do not intend to let them do so. I figured you might like having a new ally. You will probably feel suspicious at first since I cannot tell you my full identity yet. Moreover, here is what I can tell you, I am not a werewolf, nor a human. I am a witch. A good witch, I should add. I am fully aware werewolves and witches have not been on the friendliest terms as of late, but I am standing on a really peculiar position. As the last witch of Silver City, I have no intention to leave, and no intention to let another witch on my territory, either. Yes, I am talking about the other witch who tried to attack Silver City a while ago. She might be gone for now, but I believe she will not be for long. I know how my peers work. She will wait for an opportunity to strike again. And a war between the packs would be exactly the kind of opportunity she will await. I do not usually meddle in those kinds of things. But this time, I have to step in, as my own interest will be hanging in the balance. However, I am powerless in that situation. So, I decided to rely on you, Nora Blue Moon. I will give you my help, as long as you help me preserve the peace in Silver City. I will not ask for anything else. First, keep the butterfly with you. You can consider it a present, and a trump card. If you are ever in danger, just kiss it, and it will inform me you are in need of help. Secondly, do not talk about my letter to anyone. The contents will hide from any eyes but yours, so you may keep it with you. I believe you understand working with a witch will most likely be subject to rejection from your friends, and I do not want anyone else aware of my existence, either. Finally, be careful about who you approach. The Gold Moon clan may have presented a golden offer to your mate, but the basket is full of snakes. They are much more dangerous than they seem, and their interests may lie somewhere else. 2. Have faith in yourself, Nora Blue Moon. Take back what is yours. The Moon Goddess did not pair one of her blessed children wrong. Sincerely yours, a friendly witch. I keep staring at the letter, stunned. A witch? Does a witch want to ally herself with me? I still can't believe it, this all sounds so unreal. I check the envelope, but there is no name, no clue to who sent this and how. At the bottom of her letter, next to her signature, a butterfly is beautifully drawn. How am I supposed to keep it with me? Shall I keep all the letter? But while I'm wondering this, I see the drawing suddenly move by itself. The little butterfly flaps its wings twice, and takes off, flying away from the paper. Amazed, I watch the now very living butterfly fly around a few seconds before it comes to land on my hair like some ornament. What sorcery is this? This butterfly is now very alive and standing proudly on one of my curls. Nora. Bobo looks at me, worried. I'm speechless. But before I can't formulate any thought, I see his eyes drawn to the letter. What is this? It's blank. Blank? He takes the letter and flips it over several times like he is looking for something. Oh, my goddess, this is for real. Bobo can't see any of what is written there. It's just like the witch said. I raise my finger, showing the butterfly in my hair. Bobo, do you see this? He frowns. What? Something wrong with your hair? What? He really can't see it. This butterfly is a bright red, and rather big, about an apple's size. Anyone would see it right away, but because of some witch's trick, it seems like I'm actually the only one who can. Is it really okay if I keep it with me? It seems to be peacefully resting in my hair like some ornament. It's not going to attack me or something, right? Nora, are you okay? Bobo looks at me with worried eyes. I nod and quickly fold the letter to put in my pocket. Yes, sorry Bobo, I'm fine. Maybe just a joke, who knows? But I'll be going before I'm late, okay? He nods, and I quickly get out of the car before he can ask any more questions. Once I'm in the restaurant's changing room, I put on the new clothes real fast so I can read that letter again, making sure I didn't dream it. But the contents are still exactly the same, and anyway, the butterfly is still in my hair. It just seems to fly away when I move around, but he always comes back to me. Is it going to stay there indefinitely? Is it fragile like a real butterfly, or will it throw fire or something if I try to mess with it? My wolf isn't reacting at all to it, so I guess it should be okay. She is much more interested in the letter. There's actually a sweet smell coming from it. Something like an autumn forest after the rain, and wild flowers. Is it that witch's smell? My colleagues arrive one by one, and I start my day as usual. I focus on my chores, though it's a bit harder today. Narcissa is being demanding and picky. She even gets mad over very trivial things, and everyone is annoyed with her. During our break, Elise keeps complaining about her. It's not our fault she has issues in her personal life. Why does she have to put her bad temper on us? It's not like it will solve anything. Issues in her personal life? Asks Kathy. How do you know? I heard her. Before entering the restaurant, she was having an argument with her lover on the phone. Seemed like a jealousy thing. I didn't even know she had a boyfriend. I nod. Narcissa seems like the type who is married to her job. But I do remember seeing her react around Nathaniel. Was he the one on the phone with her? That reminds me, I should give Elena a call after work. I promised I would tell her how things went with Damien, and I just texted her quickly this morning to say I was fine. While the girls keep talking, my phone suddenly vibrates. It's Damien calling. I take a few steps to isolate myself while answering. Hello, my love. How is your day? Damien says. A bit long, actually. The manager is in a bad mood. What about yours? You were right. Neil found a lot of paperwork to keep me busy for the next 3 hours, and a lot of executives to get angry at in case I would get bored. I chuckle. Is it all the bosses who like to terrorize their staff, or just you? I ask. I would say it's a personal hobby. And I have to get prepared if I want to cancel that engagement soon. Damien. Are you really going to cancel it? I don't feel good feeling about it now. It's not just about us. After talking with Neil and Bobo, I realize there is a lot more at stake. People's jobs, business deals, financial issues. Damien's whole company could be in a bad position just because of this. What, do you want me to marry her? He asks, seeming amused. Go ahead. Marry her. That way I can crash your wedding like in movies, fight her, and take back what's mine, I reply back, a bit annoyed. I would love to see that, I roll my eyes. I know he is just trying to make me feel better about this whole thing. I can't help but feel restless, though. But I don't intend on giving Damien up either. He is mine, my mate. Or my mate-to-be, if I want to be precise. Is that what the witch meant? She wrote, take back what is yours. Was it about Damien? Does she mean I have to take him back from King? I remember her warning about the Gold Moon clan, too, that's quite worrisome. Nora, don't worry. I've already made up my mind, and Nate and Liam agree with me, too. I will find another way to reach an agreement with King. It won't be so easy, I'm sure of it. Isn't there any other way out than allying with them? Nora. Sorry Damien, I have to go. Can I call you back after work? I want to see you after work. I'll come and pick you up. Okay. See you later. I love you. Needless to say, I'm red as a beet after those 3 words. Plus, Kathy and Elise are giving me looks that clearly indicate that they heard that. I hang up, and throttle to them, trying to calm down my heartbeat. Nora, you have a boyfriend? Why didn't you tell us? Screams Elise. I try to explain myself to my 2 excited colleagues, but before I can really get to the depth of it, Narcissa arrives, looking pretty annoyed. You 3. Your break is long over, go back to your tables. Elise, table 14 is waiting for you to take their order. Nora, someone requested you on table 2. Someone asked for me? I'm not even among the waiters list. Is it someone I know? I follow the girls back inside, and quickly walk up towards table 2. When I see who is actually sitting there, I freeze. Oh, Moon Goddess! Alexandra King? She is sitting alone at a table for 2, looking very proper in a black dress. You can tell she is from a wealthy background. I may be wearing a diamond necklace, but she is wearing flashy gold jewelry, and her designer dress is probably just as expensive. Gosh, I'm really in no mood to face my boyfriend's fiancée now. When I walk to her, she is smiling like a perfect lady. You asked for me. You must be Nora. I recognize your scar. Seriously? That's how she wants to start, mentioning my scar? When she looks at me, I can tell her eyes are obviously fixated on it, too. Most of the time, Bobo and the brothers act perfectly normal around me, so even if other people can't help but look at it, I feel okay about my scar. But here, Alexandra's eyes are definitely fixated on it, and it's making me really uneasy. I try to ignore it. And you are Alexandra King. That's right. Damien's partner. She is definitely doing this on purpose. I cross my arms. Obviously, she doesn't want me to take her order. Do you actually have anything to say, or did you just come all the way to my workplace to annoy me and make me lose my time? Because I have other customers, I say, not hiding how much she is annoying me, but she keeps smiling and takes a sip of her wine. Don't be so angsty, I just came to talk. I heard Damien wants to cancel our engagement because of his attachment to you. I was hoping you could help me reason him. His attachment for me? I'm not some pet. Moon goddess, that woman really has a gift for pissing people off just by talking. If it wasn't my workplace and there was no one around, I would be growling at her already. My wolf has been at it for 10 minutes already, and though I agree with her, I have to fight to contain her. And why would I convince my man to marry another woman? If she wants to play with words, I can do that, too. I may be a pacifist, but when it comes to Damien, I'm ready to show my fangs anytime, you pest. Oh, please, Nora, you know there is much more at stake, don't you? Damien Black is not just a common guy who can marry anyone, she says confidently. I am not anyone, I am his fated mate. I do hope you know what it means, right? She starts laughing, a really high-pitched and annoying sound. I just hate how confident she acts while obviously looking down on me. Do you really believe in that kind of thing? This is so ancient. This is the 21st century, honey. No one cares for that kind of thing anymore. If she calls me honey one more time, I'm seriously not going to stand for whatever happens next. And ancient? Who does she think she is? What are werewolves, then? Does she have any respect left for our moon goddess mother? I do care, and so does Damien, I reply right back. Unfortunately, whatever bond you have with, it's not going to be enough. Are you still a child? Well, you do look like one. Let me teach you something then. If Damien stays with you, he will lose everything. If he marries me, he will be the King Alpha of Silver City, and no one will be able to resist him. I clench my fists. I need no lessons from that woman. But she keeps talking, while I feel my anger rise. If he marries me, he will have the full support of the Gold Moon clan. Do you have any strong clan supporting you, Nora? I doubt it. You are a penniless orphan. You have nothing to bring to him, no financial support, and no power whatsoever. So, it's better you learn your place right now before I put you right back where you belong. Chapter 60. Put me back to my place? Is that threatening me now? My wolf is on all fours, growling furiously already, ready to rip her head off any time. You're right. I won't let her speak that way to me. Not to us. She is the one who has no idea who she is talking to. I slam both hands on the table, looking at her eye to eye. I draw all the strength and anger I can from my wolf for the first time. Listen to me, King. I don't care about your money. I don't give a damn about your clan, either. I don't need a pack, and I don't need support. I don't need anyone but myself. I don't take any threats from you, and I don't take orders from anyone. So, don't you ever dare speak to me that way again. If you want a fight, I will gladly give you one. You don't know me, and you have no idea what I'm capable of yet. But you are going to learn that the next time you have the nerve to come to claim my mate, I will give you a lesson you will remember. Are we clear? I stop, my eyes still burning with anger. She is shivering with fear. Alexandra is staring at me with a shocked expression, completely speechless. She had stood up and taken a couple of steps back by instinct, scared by my wolf still furiously growling at her. I feel myself surrounded by something hot and fuming right now, my alpha aura. You're an alpha. She stammers. Yeah, I am. Now she clearly wasn't expecting this from me. Moreover, she probably doesn't get yet that I'm not just an alpha, but one with a royal's blood, too. No wonder she got so frightened, despite being an alpha herself. Surprised? I hope you weren't expecting an easy fight. I'm not the type to submit. Damien would be proud of me. My eyes are throwing daggers right now. I step forward, and Alexandra steps back right away, not hiding her fear. Now, you go back to wherever you came from, and don't you dare show your face around here anymore, because I promise I won't go easy on you next time. She grabs her bag in a very awkward way, her eyes on me all the time like she is expecting me to attack her. Truthfully, I have a hard time holding back my inner wolf, who is dying to give that woman what she deserves. We are not done, Blue Moon. You and Damien will definitely regret this, she mutters while stepping back. Scram! She runs off, and I'm still trembling with anger. I can't believe what just happened, and I can't calm down, either. A lot of eyes are on me, but I don't really care right now. I close my eyes, using Elena's technique to calm down my wolf. I was that close to letting her out when that wretched woman opened her mouth again. But I'm still in the restaurant, in front of a lot of surprised customers. I just can't. Calm down, Nora, calm down. Nora. I turn around. It's Narcissa. She doesn't look annoyed this time, just cautious. I guess my little number left an impression on everyone. She points out the kitchen, giving me an understanding look. Go, we can handle it here. Take a break if you need one. No, I'm okay. Thank you, Narcissa. She nods, and I quickly walk to the kitchen, getting away from all the stares, including some from my colleagues. When I step in the kitchen, Chef Michel gives me a questioning look, but I just gesture him not to ask. I quickly find somewhere to help, and I try to immerse myself into work to forget it all. But I just can't. That woman's words keep going in circles in my mind, and I'm unable to forget them. At some point, I step out, because I'm unable to calm down, and at this rate, I'm going to make a mistake. I rub my temples. Nora, come here. I walk up to join Chef Michel at the pass, and I just rest my back against the wall while he is checking the orders and passing plates. He gives me a quick look before placing the fruits on a dessert and yells an order to the rest of the team. After a few seconds, when everyone else is busy, he starts talking while keeping track of everything else. How are you? Not great, chef, I confess. Elise just told me what happened. I'm sorry, chef. Don't be. He gives a new order that just came into the staff, and I help him arrange the entrees in the meanwhile. You can't always be nice to everyone, Nora. It's not the world we live in, and it's not what we were born for, either. Especially if you're an alpha. Fight for what you want. Or who? But even if I do, that woman, she's right. We keep working side by side, talking while not even looking at each other, focused on whichever plate we have to get ready. I don't have anything. That's why I'm so mad. Because even if I can fight her off anytime, she is still someone who can support my mate better than me. What about him? What does he want? He wants me, I confess a bit shyly. Then that's all you need to know. Don't let others interfere with your relationship. A fated mate bond is way too rare and precious to give it up because of a stranger. But it's not just about us. The fate of several clans is at stake. He shakes his head, and yells a new order, reminding one of the chefs about the meat's cuisine. I step out a second to give a hand to the sous chef, who is having a hard time with all the desserts. I quickly get his workspace cleaned up and take away a couple of plates which are ready to the pass. He thanks me, and I return to Chef Michel's side. Don't think too hard about the consequences, Nora. It's not all about your own decisions, either. Your mate is an alpha, he can make his own judgments. I'm afraid he will make bad judgments because of his feelings for me. Maybe. But that's his call, not yours. Instead of thinking about mistakes, start thinking about solutions. When you cook, do you think about how you might fail or how you should do things? The chef is right, my decision is taken anyway, and so is Damien's. There is no way I would ever let that woman get anything she wants from my mate. I know I couldn't take it, the way I could never submit to her. I get it, chef. Thank you. Good then. Now go and help that moron with the sauces before I get there myself. I tried to keep the chef's words in mind all day after that. I didn't make a bad decision, and I won't regret it. This woman had no right to come here and make a scene that way. I just put her right back where she belongs. Those thoughts keep me preoccupied for a while, enough for my co-workers to leave me alone. A lot of them even act slightly different around me now, probably because they discovered I'm actually an alpha. Even David, who usually finds time to come and talk to me, stays away for once. When we are done, Narcissa calls everyone for the usual meeting at the end of the day, but I just listen to it absent-mindedly. No one mentions what happened with Alexandra King, just the usual. When the meeting finishes, I'm the first one in the changing room. My clothes smell, so I change back to Damien's t-shirt and my denim skirt, feeling better in it than in my work outfit. Probably because I can smell a bit of my mate on it, too. I realize the crimson butterfly is still around. I had forgotten about that detail. If I try to touch him, he doesn't really react, and just flies away, only to come back if I insist. He really acts like a regular butterfly, except for the fact that he is set on hanging around me. I check my phone. No news from Damien, but I text Elena first. Her reply comes right away, asking if I'm available. Actually, hanging out with my cousin is exactly what I need now. I call my mate quickly. It takes a few seconds before he can answer. Nora. Are you done already? It's not already, Damien, the lunch service ended late, actually. I just got a couple of hours free before the dinner shift. Really? Crap, I didn't look at the time. He sounds preoccupied, but I can guess right away why. You're still busy, aren't you? Yeah. I'm sorry. I still got a ton of work. I knew it. There was no way he would be done by 4. He took a full day off yesterday and Neil looked exhausted this morning. They probably have a lot to catch up now that Damien's back to work. I can't possibly blame them. It's okay, Damien, I figured so. Actually, I'm going to hang out with a friend until my night shift, okay? You can come and get me if you're done by then. A friend. A female friend, I specify, because of his inquisitive tone. Okay. Take Bobo with you. Does Bobo ever get a day off? Sure, when you're with me. I roll my eyes. Seriously, this man? For a second, I hesitate to tell him about Alexandra and my show-off. But he is probably busy with work right now, and I'm afraid he might drop it all and come here if I tell him. Surely this can wait for later. I sigh. When does your night shift end? Asks Damien. Around 10 or maybe 11 tonight. I'm not too sure, we don't have a lot of reservations yet. All right, I should be able to get you then. Just text me when you're done. Okay. See you later. Later, love. I hang up, trying to control my blushing. When will he ever stop making me feel like this every time I hear his voice over the phone? But I still don't really feel too great because of what happened earlier. I need some fresh air. I grab my things and exit the restaurant. Bobo is right there waiting for me, phone in his hand and his back against the car. He stops smiling when he sees my expression. Bad day? I'll explain later. He nods, and we both get in the car. I call Elena, and we quickly agree to meet at a cafe a bit further away, one that's right at the limit between the Velvet Moon and White Moon's turfs. Apparently, it's one of Elena and Danny's favorite addresses, and Bobo probably knows it, too, because he starts the car as soon as he hears the name. I hang up, and while my bodyguard drives, I open the window to enjoy some fresh air. Gosh, I needed this. Getting away from the restaurant helps me finally calm down a little, though it already got better after talking to Damien. I still resent him a bit about what happened. If only he hadn't gotten engaged to that woman. Chapter 61. Hanging around and having a cup of tea with Elena and Daniel definitely makes me feel better. I explained to the three of them in detail what had happened with Alexandra earlier. Though Bobo stays silent, Elena is proud of me for standing up to her, while Daniel happily details what a selfish, self-centered, and egomaniac woman she was. Though he probably exaggerated a lot, I still did feel better afterward. Plus, we made sure to change to lighter topics, like my work at the restaurant, Daniel's exams, or this nightclub they absolutely want to take me to. I'm seriously considering the offer, but I doubt Damien will be happy about it. I ask about Elena's baby, too, but she doesn't seem to want to talk about it. Probably because she still has yet to talk to Nathaniel about this pregnancy. I wonder how the future father will react. Whenever his name is mentioned, my cousin seems conflicted. How is their relationship at the moment? Is Elena really avoiding him for now? I wish I could help somehow, but this is probably none of my business, I guess. At least Daniel is by her side, constantly keeping an eye on her with a worried look, like a mother watching her pup. So much that I wonder if Elena is all right sometimes, but she just acts normal. Overall, it feels great to be simply enjoying a cup of tea while chatting with my friends. For 10 years, I never had any friends to hang out with. All I had was my abusive brother and a pack that hated me. But now, I can freely talk about trivial matters, and Bobo will listen to me. Elena acts like a sister to me, and Daniel adopted me as a friend just as quickly as that. And I have Tanya and Liam, too. When Bobo takes me back to the car to head back to work, I feel a lot better already. I'm playing with my necklace, watching the scenery. Bobo, too, is humming to some Latino music coming from the stereo. Bobo? How did you meet Daniel? I've been curious about it for a while now, but I kind of forgot about it with everything that was going on. He smiles at my question. In a nightclub, a few months ago. I was supposed to be working, delivering documents to someone there. But after I was done, I saw him just when I was about to leave. This is the first time I see Bobo smiling so much. Seems like this is a very happy memory for him, so I'm all the more interested. What was it like? Love at first sight? He was dancing, and I just fell for him right there. It was the first time I ever felt like this. Nothing else mattered, it was as if he was the only one in the room. I still remember it all perfectly. The music, his clothes, everything. I just thought, I wanted this guy, really bad, right then and right there. I would have kissed him in the middle of the crowd if we hadn't been total strangers. I laugh, a bit amused by that last sentence said with such an honest face. That's my Bobo, so straightforward and blunt. He keeps driving, but I want to know more now. What about Danny, then? He sighs. It took a while for him to accept me. He didn't want a younger lover, so he tried to ignore me, but it was my first time wanting something or someone so much, so, you were persistent. Quite so. He eventually gave up after a few weeks. A few weeks? Oh my gosh, Bobo sure is persistent. I chuckle, imagining Bobo's relentless pursuit of Daniel's heart. The two of them are just so adorably cute when they're together. I totally get why Elena teases Daniel so much about it. He is the only person I know who can blush redder than me. Bobo smiles at me. What about you? And the boss? We are fine, I guess. I just wish I could overcome my fear of physical relationships once and for all. Bobo is the only one I talked to about this. He was a bit disappointed about me not telling him the truth about Marcus in the first place, so I eventually told him everything about what I remembered, and how I was traumatized by it. You want to be with him? Of course, I do. But, every time we start touching each other, I just get those cold shivers, and bad memories come back. The worst part is, I don't even remember exactly what happened, how far Marcus went and when I, supposedly stab him. I know he didn't RE me, but, whenever Damien wants more, I just, Nora, it's okay. With what happened to you, it's completely normal to be scared. Just take it slow, treasure yourself, and build your trust with the boss. Nora, put yourself first. You deserve it, okay? I feel tears coming back again and I don't hold them back. Bobo notices, and parks on the side of the road. Without saying a thing, he lets me cry all I want. After a while, I breathe in, trying to calm down. What if that woman is right, Bobo? What if Damien was better off with her instead of a mess like me? What, you are going to let King have him now? No way. I don't want to break up with Damien, ever. It's just, sometimes I can't help but wonder how could the moon goddess pair him up with someone as powerless as me. I know I am a royal's child now, but that's it. You know why I was so mad, earlier? Because that woman was right, Bobo. I don't have a clan backing me, no money. I have no way to be useful to my mate. Bobo sighs and pats my head gently. Sometimes you are too mature, Nora. Maybe you don't have all the answers yet. Anyway, you are a royal's child, that means you are powerful enough on your own. You are equal to any of the alphas out there. I don't think King can say the same, and she knows it, too. While Bobo speaks, something suddenly came to mind. I might not be powerful or anything, but I do have some other options now. Well, one actually, but that might help a lot. Bobo. Yes. Sorry, but could I ask you to leave me alone in the car for a minute? He looks at me, not hiding his surprise. I know, my request is really odd and coming at a totally unexpected time. How do I explain this? Please. I ask again, trying to look sorry. He sighs, and point out the little cafe across the road. All right, but just a couple minutes. I'll go grab some coffee. You want something? I'm good, Bobo, thank you. He goes out, and I'm finally alone in the car. I watch him cross the road, making sure he is not looking, and grab a strand of my hair, agitating it. The little butterfly, annoyed at all this rampage, flies away and goes to land on my hand. I breathe in. My idea might be really, really stupid, but okay, magic butterfly. I hope you can understand me, because I could really use some help now. I need to contact your owner, the witch. I'll accept our alliance if she can give me some help. How do I contact her? Gosh, I really hope it gets it, because otherwise, I'm probably looking really stupid talking to a butterfly. I wait for a few seconds, and suddenly, it starts flapping its wings. Actually, they change colors, to green. What does that mean, green? Is that a good sign? Or not? Does it mean I can talk or something? I suppose a butterfly can't talk, anyway, but I have no idea how a witch's powers work. Okay, I can still try, I guess. Witch, if you can hear me this way, I want to ask you a favor. I'm trying really hard to stop this war, but I think I just added oil to the fire, so I'm looking for other options. Can you give me a hint, anything? I stood up to King as you said, but I'm not sure that's going to help. If we can't trust the Gold Moon clan, then who? I tried to think of options, but I don't know where to start. Could you help? You said we were allies, how can you help me? I wonder what else to say, but my mind is too confused for now. But all of a sudden, the butterfly takes off, flying away from me for the first time. Where is it going now? Did I annoy him? Or did he get the message? He flies around for a few seconds in the vehicle interior, but it doesn't make any sense. His wings turn red, then blue, then red again. What now? Did I break it or something? Just when I'm wondering what I should do, Bobo is already back. So soon? The witch's butterfly keeps flying around, but Bobo still doesn't see it. It was closed. Are you done? I sigh and nod. I don't know what else to do, anyway. I feel a bit stupid now. Bobo starts the car again, and I'm angrily staring at the butterfly that won't stop flying around. So annoying and useless. When we are back at the restaurant, a few minutes later, as I step out of the car, the butterfly suddenly takes off. What? I see it fly away, headed to the south. Where is it going? Did the witch get annoyed at me or something? Should I follow it? But it doesn't seem to be waiting for me. Nora. Bobo is waiting for me, looking at me staring at what seems like nothing. I sigh and follow him into the restaurant to resume working. We have more reservations than when I left and, as expected, the restaurant is quite busy. I keep running from one table to another and then to the kitchen, as both Narcissa and Chef Michelle keep asking for me. I'm doing fine, though, and it's going smoothly so far. Nora, do you know when I can get my desserts for table 7? The customer said twice he is in a hurry. It's at the pass, Elise, you can get it. Did you open the wine for table 3? I did. What about the couple at table 4? They still aren't ready to order and it's been a while already, she whispers, looking worried. I will go see them for you, just go to the kitchen and ask Chef Michelle to. But before I can finish my sentence, a huge racket can be heard from the entrance. A few customers scream in surprise, as a dozen wolves suddenly barge into the restaurant. What the? Nora! Nora! It's Damien's voice, calling my name. I see him running in, still in his dark suit, obviously looking for me. What's going on? I drop whatever I was holding in Elisa's hands and run up to him across the restaurant. He is accompanied by Bobo, Neil, and Nate, all in their human forms and looking very serious. All of them seem restless, but Damien's eyes are absolutely furious. Everyone has stepped out of their way when they came in, and a few customers even already ran away in fear. His alpha aura is probably going wild right now, scaring everyone left in the room. Damien. When I walk up to him, he finally sees me. To my surprise, my mate runs to me, and takes me into his arms, hugging me tightly against his chest. Nora, thank Moon Goddess you are fine. Damien, what is going on? What happened? I ask, worried. But instead of answering, he turns around and starts yelling orders. Neil, I want this place empty and closed, right now. Nate, take the staff out, too. Everyone here gets out. The wolves start growling, and all the customers run away in a panic, emptying the restaurant in a few seconds. I watch the scene, completely lost about what is going on. This is too unreal. Damien looks absolutely furious. I've never seen his eyes so cold before, like he has metal inside. He growls at everyone, and people even fight to get out of the place. I grab Damien's arm, trying to get his attention. Damien, tell me what's going on. But instead of him, it's Neil who walks up to me, while still watching the wolves taking everyone else out of the restaurant. Your apartment was attacked, Nora. Oh, Moon Goddess. Attacked? Attacked how? By who? Damien suddenly puts his arms under my thighs and pulls me up, carrying me as he walks across the now almost empty restaurant. Before I can say a word, he takes me to the staff room. Behind us, Nate and Neil are following closely, while the wolves stay there, guarding the entrance. I notice Narcissa and Chef Michelle are the only ones left of the staff. Everyone else was chased out, too. When we enter, Damien puts me down, but his arms stay firmly around my waist to keep me close to him. Gosh, I've never seen him so agitated before. Damien, calm down, I'm okay. What happened? Liam noticed something was wrong when he came back from school. When he went to check your apartment, he said the door was wide open, and the whole place has been sacked. Nate walks up to me, handing me his smartphone. I take a look at the pictures. Oh, my goddess! I can barely recognize my apartment. Someone splashed every room with a red liquid, and a lot of the furniture was destroyed. The whole place was sacked. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Oh, Moon Goddess! The last picture was taken in my bedroom. My wardrobe is on the floor, and a lot of my clothes were torn apart. Even the bed was shredded. But, most of all, on the glass wall, a message in the red liquid was left. You will be mine. Chapter 62. I feel like I'm going to be sick. I feel nauseous, looking at those words. Seeing my shocked expression, Damien takes the phone away from me, throwing it back to his brother, and gently kisses my forehead to comfort me. He is just as agitated as me, but I can tell he is trying hard to control himself right now, so I keep him close, my hands on his chest. It's okay, Nora, I'll find who did this, I swear. His words are burning with anger, but he is still worried about me. I shake my head, slowly processing everything I just saw and heard. I can't believe it. Is Liam okay? I ask, trying to control my breathing. He is okay, Nora, no one was there when he came up, says Nate. It happened in the afternoon. Everything was normal when I went there earlier, Bobo says. Bobo is right, he went back to get me clothes only a few hours ago. Chef Michelle takes the phone to look at the pictures and so does Narcissa. Meanwhile, Neil is apparently busy texting, and he is frowning and growling a lot while doing so. The surveillance cameras didn't give anything. Someone disconnected them. How did they get in? What about security? Growls Damien. Liam said the door's lock was shot. He found silver bullets. I gasp. Oh moon goddess, this is serious. Someone armed with a G***N to kill werewolves actually broke into my place. What if I had been there? Or if they had met Bobo? Or Tanya? Or Liam? And the blood? I ask. Is it really blood? Gosh, I hope it isn't. So much of it would be really, really bad news. But no one can actually give me an answer. Neil is now busy taking one call after another, speaking so fast I can't understand a thing, and Nate is reading texts, too. I turn to Damien, and once again, his eyes are totally scary. My mate looks like he is about to kill someone. However, he can't scare me, so I just lean onto his chest, and I feel his hand in my hair a second later. What do we do now? I ask. You're coming with me, I'm taking you back to my place. Neil, find as much information as you can, and get my brother somewhere else to sleep. He said he already has a place to crash, says Nate. Damien immediately growls at him, annoyed. I don't give a st, Nate. I want to know where Liam is, and you bring him back to the headquarters whether he likes it or not. We are not playing games now. Bobo, you and Tanya go help Neil, too, Nora will stay with me. And I want the full clan gathering in 2 hours, no exceptions. Clear. Everyone agrees and disperses right away, leaving the two of us alone. I turn to Damien, but before I can say a thing, his arms surround me, and he is carrying me again across the restaurant. I would probably be quite embarrassed if the situation wasn't so urgent, but now is certainly not the time to fight with him, so I just put my arms around his neck to hold on. None of this makes sense anyway. I was working just a few minutes ago, but now, turns out I'm in a life-threatening situation. Damien takes me to a black sports car and starts driving at full speed across the city. I can't say a word during the full trip. I'm too shaken up, and I wouldn't know what to say. Moreover, Damien takes one call after another on the car monitor. Neil, Nate, and some other people's voices I don't recognize give him more information as soon as they get it, and I just listen. It's not much, actually. The building surveillance cameras went down for 2 hours in the afternoon, and they are still looking in the neighborhood for some decent footage of the closest streets. No one heard the gunshots, either, but they found a total of 8 bullets, most of them were used to destroy the door's lock. At some point, I stopped listening to close my eyes. This is all so unreal, like I'm in one of those thriller action movies Tanya loves where they talk about crime scenes and ballistics. I look at the city outside, wondering what happened that it would come to this. At some point, I feel Damien's hand on my knee, and I take it. I can feel his emotions so clearly, my wolf just translates it all for me. Our mate is worried for us and furious. He is on the phone, but we don't need to talk for now. We are next to each other, we don't need any words. Once we arrive back at the office building, Damien stays close to me, putting his arm around me to take me quickly inside. He only seems to ease up a little when we finally arrive at his flat. There, he heaves out a deep sigh and hugs me once more now that we are completely alone. I lean into his embrace, the safest place in the world to me. I was so worried something might have happened to you, he whispers. I know, I'm okay, Damien. I'm fine. He nods, and for a while, just keeps me in his arms. I feel his shoulders relaxing a little, and get on my toes to give him a kiss. I know we are both shaken up. Damien takes my hand and we both sit on the large grey sofa, facing each other. Are going to tell the police? I ask. Already did, Nate is on it. We are going to need forensics to know who did it. The message on the wall. This is clearly someone who is personally after me. Your brother is still in the psychiatric ward. The only name I can think of is Marcus, I whisper. Damien nods. I really didn't want to believe it, but that's the most plausible answer. I can't believe he is still alive, and after me. And this attack, this was way too close, too. How did he find me? Why now, after all this time? He got to my apartment, with a G** and full of silver bullets. The more I think about it, the more I think that all this doesn't look like Marcus at all. He is a rash man, and not that smart either. Leaving blood all over the room and sacking my apartment, that's like him. That message, too. That sicko has been eyeing me ever since I was a teen. But sneaking into the Blood Moon's territory, finding my location, and deactivating the building's surveillance system? What is it? Asks Damien, noticing my frowning. Something is not right. Damien, I think Marcus is the one who did this, too, but a lot of things don't make sense. Like, how did he get access to the surveillance system? Or how was he able to find me, and get a G** and on top of that? He shouldn't have any resources left in Silver City, so how did he pull something like that? And I know him, that psycho is definitely not smart enough for something so elaborate. You think someone helped him? But who would? An answer immediately comes to mind, but I really don't like what that would imply. But that someone would definitely have the resources to pull this off, and a good reason to use Marcus, too. The only thing is, Damien is not going to like this at all. Nora. But before I can reply, someone comes in. Nate, followed by Liam in his wolf form. The second brother looks exhausted. Hi, Nora. So, you came back after all? Well, I heard Damien was going to SK me if I didn't. I chuckle, and Liam comes to lay on the couch next to me. Nate is glaring at him, but doesn't say a thing. He probably wasn't happy to have to go look for him now. So? Asks Damien. The cops took over. And the surveillance camera from Irina's shop across the building shows a man going in and coming out a few minutes later, exactly in the time slot after Bobo dropped by and before Liam came. But he was wearing a cap and a large coat, so I don't think we will be able to identify him. Nate sighs and goes to get himself a glass from the kitchen, some whiskey, judging by the smell. Damien frowns while his brother does so, but doesn't say a thing. I bet it's Marcus. We think so, too, says Damien. But Nora thinks someone helped him, and she's probably right. That sicko couldn't get in so easily. Who then? The Jade Moon banished him, right? Asks Nate. What about the Sapphire Moon? They hate us. They wouldn't stoop so low as to help a shithead like Marcus, growls Damien. Guys, I have something to tell you. All three of them turn their heads to me, and I suddenly feel really awkward. But I have to tell them. Damien promised not to keep secrets anymore, I should do the same. Moreover, this is really important. I turn to Damien, trying not to worry too much. Damien, promise me you won't get angry. Wow, now coming from you, that doesn't sound good. Shut up, Liam. Damien, please. He looks at me for a few seconds, visibly lost by my request, and takes my hand again. I won't, but Nora, what is it? I had a bit of a fight with Alexandra King earlier today. You had what? Damien's alpha aura immediately acts out, and for once, my wolf isn't feeling too great about it. Both Nate and Liam look at me with completely shocked faces, too, but their oldest brother worries me the most. He jumps off of the sofa and looks at me with an expression I can't decipher, something between rage and incredulity. Well, I don't care, but he better not be angry at me now. My wolf remembers the very disagreeable experience and agrees with me. You said you wouldn't get angry. And she started it, she came to the restaurant looking for me. Looking for trouble, you mean? How typical of King, mutters Nate. What did she say? Asked Damien, in his ice-cold tone. I tell them all about Alexandra's words, and how I stood up to her. Liam can't help himself and interrupts me a couple of times with his enthusiasm, but both Nathaniel and Damien are staring at me until I'm done. Actually, telling them about that stupid fight annoys me again when I have to remember all of Alexandra's words, and when I'm done, I'm just as mad as I previously was. I didn't want to have to stoop to her level, but she started it, Damien, and I was not going to back off. A few seconds of silence follow. I'm waiting for their reaction. Finally, Liam breaks the silence first. That's our girl. I'm proud of you, Nora, though I wish you had bitten her, too. Well, I'm not going to say you were wrong, either, says Nate. And King was wrong from A to Z, coming to look for Nora in the first place. Eventually, all eyes turn to Damien, waiting for his reaction. I get it a second before his brother, through my wolf. Our mate is mad. Really, really mad. In a split second, I see a sudden movement, and the large table loudly breaks in two under Damien's fist. That's expensive, you know, sighs Nathaniel, rolling his eyes. I can't believe the nerve of that woman. How dare she threaten you? And making fun of our bond on top of that? Who does she think she is? I don't care about her threats, Damien. I don't want that woman anywhere near you, or telling me if I deserve to be with you or not. Well, I care. If the Gold Moon clan wants war, they are going to have it. Oh Moon Goddess, this is so not what I planned. I get up and grab his arm, trying to have him calm down. To my surprise, Nate and Liam don't move a finger to help me reason with Damien, just watching the two of us. Damien, calm down. This is not worth blowing your partnership with their clan. Nora is right, Damien. The situation is too tense right now to take such decisions. But King overstepped her boundaries. She came on our territory to threaten Nora and, indirectly, she threatened Damien, too. And what if she really is the one behind the attack at the apartment? Suddenly, I remember the witch's words. The basket is full of snakes. What if the Black Brothers' alliance with the Gold Moon clan really turns out to be a trap? Does that mean they don't have any reliable allies? How are things with the Sapphire Moon clan? I ask. Surprisingly stable, for now. Well, they still hate us and won't negotiate with us for anything, but we haven't had any fight on the border for a few days now, which is quite unusual. You think they changed their minds? More like they are too busy to look for trouble. I don't know what's going on, but I heard their business is not doing so good, either, though they won't show it. I think something is wrong in their own territory. Too preoccupied to find time to hate us? That sounds like really big trouble for them. Liam is right. The Sapphire Moon clan is supposed to quite prosperous by themselves, so what is going on now? The boys start talking about the situation at the border and arguing about what to do with the Gold Moon clan, but something else catches my attention. The witch's butterfly is back. I don't know how it came all the way to Damien's apartment, but it flies all the way to me, carrying something. It drops it at my feet and lands on my shoulder. A business card? I bend over to grab it, reading, William Blue, CEO, Sapphire Holdings. Chapter 63. Nora. While Damien and Nathaniel are still talking, Liam catches my expression. Can he see the business card? Probably not. I quickly put it in my pocket and walk back to sit next to him on the sofa, using the mind link to talk to him without his brothers listening. That ability sure is convenient for keeping secrets. Liam, do you know William Blue? I told you, he's the alpha of the Sapphire Moon clan, remember? The guy that hates us to the core. You say he hated your father. Did you guys ever try to negotiate with him? Yeah, Nate and Damien tried to talk to the man a lot of times, but he never wanted anything to do with us. The guy is a really stubborn jerk. I'm serious, Liam. I'm serious, too. Try going into a territory where the pack hates you. And I did it quite a few times in a lot of places I should never have, believe me. But the Sapphire Moon territory? That's a no-go, even for me, Nora. I can have a few fights with the Violet Moon Wolves, but the Sapphire Moon Watchdogs would kill me on the spot. So, things are really not easy on that end. But why would the witch give me their alpha's business card then? Did I miss something? There is what I suppose to be their headquarters address written on the back, but going there would be suicide. I know where their turf is, but if I go, there is no guarantee I will come back safe and sound. What is that witch's plan exactly? Hey, what are you thinking about? I'll tell you later. Liam gives me a suspicious look, but I realize Damien and Nate stopped talking to look at us. My mate comes back to sit on the sofa next to me. What are you guys talking about? Nora was asking me about the Sapphire Moon clan, just filling her in. We can't exclude the possibility that they are the one behind the attack, says Nate. I'm still not going to let what that woman did slide, growls Damien. What do you? But before he can finish his sentence, we can all hear Nathaniel's phone ring again. He takes the call. Tanya, you got anything new? No? Then. Oh, really? What, seriously? Are you sure? I see his eyes aiming my direction a few times, and I wonder what this is about. He looks surprised, but not in a bad way. What is going on? After a while, he hangs up, asking Tanya to email him everything. Damien frowns. Nate, what's going on? It's Nora's blood test results, they just came out. And? I ask, curious. I already know the results, and I thought we all did by now, but Nathaniel's expression is a bit off. He seems too surprised. Is everything okay? His phone beeps, and he looks at it. Damien growls, impatient. Nate. Nate jumps, and shows his phone's screen to Damien. 78.6. Nora has almost 80% of royal genetics, my mind goes blank. 78.6%? That's a hell of a lot. I thought I would be half royal at most, because of my dad, but that number is way higher than anything I expected. I can't believe it. Damien and Nathaniel seem completely stunned, too, but Liam is internally screaming. Oh, Holy Moon Goddess Mother! Nora! 80%! Nora, you're a freaking princess! A princess? What princess? I just can't seem to understand what he is saying right now. Nathaniel shows Damien the email detailing the results, but I'm just sitting on the couch, not knowing what to think next. Nathaniel takes his phone back, and starts reading its text out loud. According to Tanya's grandmother, common werewolves have above 5% of royal genetic markers, though for alphas, it goes up to 10 sometimes. But this amount is a common amount for a royal. Nora is not a royal's child, she is a royal herself. That's not possible. I told you my dad was a normal wolf. If he was your dad, Nora, you don't know about that yet. Maybe, this is nonsense, I look like him, Nate. Doesn't mean he was your father. We don't know what exactly happened between your parents, but I got your blood tests results right here, and there is no way this is wrong. Nora, no royal is 100% royal, okay? With time, fights with vampires, and mixing with humans, a lot of the royal bloodline was lost. Now, any werewolf with about 20% of those genes could claim to be a royal. But you have 4 times that amount. That means Liam is right, according to our standards, you have the pedigree of a werewolf princess. I sigh. Granny Ariadne probably told him all this anyway, so there is no point in arguing anymore. I sigh again, and cross my arms, a bit annoyed. I don't really care about all that princess stuff, but I'm certainly tired about all this questioning around who are my birth parents or not. I thought this was settled when we interrogated Alec weeks ago. Okay, I get it. But I don't want to talk about my father anymore. Can we go back to the main subject, please? You don't seem too surprised, Nora, says Nate. Not really, we had suspicions from the start, anyway. And I don't plan to change anything just because I'm some werewolf royalty. You could try ordering Nate to wash your dirty socks. Or take over Damien's spot. That would be funny to watch. All 3 of us glare at Liam, making him stop with his stupid jokes. How can he be spouting nonsense like this now? We have more pressing matters to talk. Anyway, what do we do from now on? I ask. Nathaniel scratches his chin and sighs. Damien's right on one point. King came to my territory unannounced to seek a fight with you. She had no right to do so. The Gold Moon clan might be powerful, but it would be good for them to remember they are not above us, says Nathaniel. Damien nods. Right. I'm sick of her father's pathetic arrogance, too. They are getting bolder by the day, using our name and their money. We might be on good terms for now, but I think a little reminder of who is the real king of Silver City might do them some good. I like the sound of that, brother. Honestly, I like it, too, but I can't help being worried. Is that really all right? Liam catches my eyes while his brothers start talking about business deals and numbers. Don't worry, Nora. That Gold Moon clan had this coming anyway. And it's not like Damien is going to fight them, this is barely a slap on the hand. What if this upsets them? Aren't you afraid they will get back at us, or terminate all deals? They won't, they would be on the losing hand. I told you, the Gold Moon clan is hella rich, but that's it. Their wolves are not powerful, and they really don't want to get on Damien's bad side, trust me. Hey, what are you guys talking about? Nate caught our eyes and expressions, understanding we were mind-linking right away. I sigh and Liam shakes his head. Our princess is scared about the Gold Moon clan getting mad at us. Damien frowns, and comes back to sit next to me, taking my hand. Don't, Nora. If we go soft now, we are not real werewolves. And that woman should never have threatened you in the first place. You mean us? Same thing. So, what now? Asks Nate. Damien smiles, but that's more of a scary smile, the kind of smile when someone else is about to get in trouble. Liam and I exchange a look, and though he can't smile in his wolf form, I know he is way too content right now. Let's make them see how angry we can get. Gather the clan as we planned. All of our alphas, hunters, warriors, and family heads. I'm going to introduce Nora at the same time and tell them the Gold Moon Wolves are no longer welcome onto our territories. Got that? Everyone is already assembling anyway, as soon as they got the word. Wow, introducing your girlfriend 1 week after introducing your fiancé. That's what you call bold, brother. Liam's right on that one. Not that I'm going to complain, however. I still despise King, and so does the rest of our clan. That was a bad idea, to begin with, especially with Nora in the picture, Damien. Well, I'm happy Nathaniel and Liam are saying this out loud, that way I can give Damien a look that clearly expresses what I think. See? You messed up real bad getting engaged to that vixen. My mate gives me an apologetic look and kisses my hand really quick. I'll say it again, I'm sorry. And I'm going to make things right about that engagement, too. Is that still a thing? I mean, you just drank a cup of champagne and walked into a room together before Nora came. There is no contract whatsoever, is there? It's more than that, Liam. By now, all of the Gold Moon clan will have used this engagement for business issues and consider it as valid. Even if Damien turns out to have a lover, I doubt they will even care. They will most likely just pretend they don't know or pass it off as a baseless rumor. This engagement is too big, the Gold Moon clan will use it however they can to take things to their advantage to put pressure on the other companies, saying the Black Corporation is backing them up. If we want to stop them, Damien will need to make a proper statement to nullify it. So, this is even a bigger issue than I thought. To think a simple engagement could have so many consequences. I remember my conversation with Bobo in the car earlier. Don't waver, Nora. Even the witch said the same thing, that I should have faith in myself. Maybe I will find a way to help Damien later. I keep thinking about that business card. Maybe I have a chance to turn tables now. This can't just be a coincidence. I bite my lip, thinking about what to do next. Damien. He turns his head to me, and I point the bedroom. I'll get changed before we meet your clan. I'm all sweaty from work. Okay. He nods, and I head off to the bathroom. Thank Moon Goddess I still have the clothes from this morning, because I don't feel like putting on anything that was in my room, if there is any left. I still can't believe someone did this, coming into my apartment. I shiver just thinking about it. If it really was Marcus, and he got that clothes. What would have happened if I had gone home during my break instead of going to that cafe with Elena and Daniel? Elena. I didn't even tell her. I'm under the shower but, now that I think about it, I don't need a phone, do I? Elena? Nora. What is it? Too lazy to use the phone now. I'm showering. Plus, Nate is right next door. You still don't want the brothers to know we know each other, right? No, no. Are you all right, Nora? Your wolf seems all shaken up. Quickly, I tell her about all the events since we last saw each other, what happened in my apartment, our suspicions, and about the blood tests, as well. I grab a towel as I finish talking, and start dressing up. Nora, that's a lot of information. I'm not so surprised about the blood results, to be honest, I always knew you were more. Well, more royal than I am. But what happened at your place? That's really no good. I know, I'm totally freaked out, too, though I don't want to worry Damien. I understand. But stay close to your mate until they found this psychopath, okay? And you can talk to me if you need help, anytime. Thank you, cousin. Cousin? I don't really like it. Let's call each other sisters instead. Sister? I like the sound of that. Elena and I keep talking through the mind link for a while before I finally exit the room. To my surprise, Liam is waiting for me, in his human form, in the bedroom. I frown. Liam? Where are Damien and Nate? They are waiting for us downstairs. Neil and Bobo just came back. So, we have a few minutes to talk before they come back. Talk about what? About this. Oh, Moon Goddess. Why is he holding that business card? Join our Facebook and WhatsApp group for more updates, link is given in description. Rest audiobook will be continued in next episode.